Okay, hola guys. Hey, this is lección número 7 en el libro de Panorama. This is the last lesson we're going to cover in this class. Makes you a little bit melancholy. So, vamos a hablar acerca de la rutina diaria en esta lección acerca del vocabulario asociado con la rutina diaria. Y va a ser una lección muy corta because there's not a whole lot in here as far as vocabulary. We're going to learn some basic concepts and then we'll explain them more. For example, we have some verbs, and many of these verbs are what we call reflexive verbs, and that we'll be discussing in lesson 7.1. So this one, we're just going to look at the vocabulary, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time with that. I took these verbs from Panorama, and I put them in alphabetical order. I think that's different than the order that they're in the book because I just wanted to separate them into different categories. So they're all there, but this is the order that made sense to me. So let's just go through pronunciation and meaning. And like I said, in a different lesson, we will talk about how to conjugate them. So, acostarse, to lie down or to go to bed. Afeitarse, to shave oneself. And you'll notice that each of these verbs has the word se on the end of it, which is a reflexive pronoun. So again, we'll cover that, but like acostar is the verb that means to lay something down. And then acostarse means to lie down and to go to bed. So each of these they're a different format of a verb than we've seen before. So bañarse, to take a bath. Cepillarse el pelo, to brush one's hair. Cepillarse los dientes, to brush one's teeth. So you can probably infer cepillar is a verb for to brush. Despertarse, to wake up or to awaken. Dormirse, to fall asleep. Ducharse, to shower oneself. Lavarse, to wash oneself. Levantarse, to get up, to get out of bed. Maquillarse, it's a fun word to say, maquillarse, to put on makeup onto oneself. Peinarse, to comb one's hair. And vestirse, to get dressed or to dress. Okay, so again, the se on the end is just a reflexive pronoun, but each of those verbs means to do that thing for yourself. Now we'll look at nouns associated with the bathroom itself. El baño. You'll also see it listed as el cuarto de baño, means bathroom. El champú, shampoo. So notice in Spanish it's a ch on shampoo. There is no sh sound in Spanish in this context. La crema de afeitar. So on the left side for verbs, that's weird. I'm looking at myself in a mirror image. On the other side, we saw that afeitar means to shave, right? So crema, cream. La crema de afeitar, shaving cream. La ducha, we saw that ducharse means to take a shower, and ducha is a noun, so ducha is the shower. Espejo, espejo, the mirror. Inodoro, inodoro is a word for the actual toilet itself. Jabón, el jabón means soup. Oh, soap, not soup, soap. El lavabo, you'll see the verb lavar there, right? So lavabo is the place where you lavar. So that's a sink. El maquillaje, makeup, and that we saw maquillarse means to put on makeup. Maquillaje with a J is makeup. And toalla, toalla is a word for towel. Okay, so those are nouns associated with the bathroom. And then we have adverbs. Again, remember, adverbs modify the verbs and talk about when or in relation to the time or space things happen. So, antes, before, antes de, if we're going to use it with an infinitive, like before taking a shower, antes de ducharse, right? So then that stays, the next verb stays in the infinitive once it comes after this preposition. So antes, if you're just using it in a context with telling time, But if you use it just antes by itself, but if you're using it with a verb, then that verb will stay in the infinitive form and you'll use a pronoun de afterwards. Same thing with después. Después by itself means afterwards or then, and después de means after doing the thing you're going to talk about. Durante means during. That's not too bad because it looks like it. Entonces, luego, both mean then, and they can be synonymous. We all have learned hasta luego, until later or until then. And entonces means the same thing. So we know that tarde means late or afternoon. So más tarde will be later on. Then you've already learned these words, mañana, noche, tarde. So por la mañana, in the morning, por la noche, at night, in the night, and por la tarde, in the afternoon or evening. So just using por la, and it just happens to be feminine. So with these three words, so we talk about when something is happening. And then por último is finally, or for the last. So if you're giving a list of things you do, like first I wake up, second I brush my teeth, third I wash my hands, fourth I shave, fifth I take a shower, y por último me maquillajo, right? I put on my makeup. So the last, so if you're giving a list of things, por último is going to be the last thing that happens in that list. Okay, these are some questions. So I want you to go through these just on paper, and this is there are no right answers. It's just an experience to write using these vocabularies you just learned. So 1 through 7, pause for a second and just take a minute, just write down an answer about each one of these things. I'll show you my sample answers, and then we'll come back. So pause, write these answers out, and come back. Okay, número 1, ¿cómo es tu cuarto de baño? Mi cuarto de baño es grande y limpio. Número 2, ¿cuántas? Typo. You know what that means? Found a typo. Tell me you found a typo. Get a little bit of extra credit. ¿Cuántas personas comparten tu cuarto de baño? You should figure out what that means, right? ¿Cuántas personas comparten tu cuarto de baño? 2 personas comparten mi cuarto de baño, mi esposa y yo. Número 3, ¿qué hay en tu cuarto de baño? Bueno, en mi cuarto de baño hay una ducha, un inodoro, 2 lavabos y un espejo. Pues también hay 2 toallas, hay shampoo, ¿verdad? There are many more things, but it's an example. Número 4, ¿de qué color es tu toalla? Pues mi toalla es blanca. Número 5, ¿qué marca de shampoo usas? And you could just say, ¿qué shampoo usas? Be fine too. Yo uso shampoo de Paul Mitchell. Número 6, ¿a qué hora suena? Suena comes from an AR verb, sonar, which means to ring or to sound. It's UE stem changing, so no surprise there. ¿A qué hora suena tu despertador? Mi despertador suena a las 5:30 de la mañana. Y número 7, ¿cuánto cuesta tu jabón? Mi jabón cuesta $1. Yo no tengo ninguna idea. Yo no compro el jabón. It just arrives on delivery from Amazon. No sé. Okay, so those are some typical answers, but again, complete sentences, right? And using the different vocabulary that you learned. Notice that there are no verbs here because that's not where we're at yet. We're just talking about vocabulary. All right, the last part is a chance to kind of put some things together. And I think, let's see if there's audio with this. Nope. Okay, so you're going to follow the example. ¿Qué necesita Jorge para lavarse la cara? Necesita jabón y una toalla. Okay, so you're just going to do this by yourself. There's number your papers 1 through 5, and just write out answers. What does this person need to do the following thing? And again, you don't have to worry about the verb. The verb's just your vocabulary, not conjugating that verb. You just can use necesita and go through some nouns there. Okay, so número 1. So pause 1 through 5. Come back. Okay, I gave you a little preview. Mariana necesita. ¿Qué necesita Mariana para maquillarse? Necesita el maquillaje y un espejo. Makeup and a mirror. Número 2, ¿qué necesita Gerardo para despertarse? Necesita un despertador o un teléfono celular. Well, many of you have never actually used an alarm clock that was not connected to a cell phone. Crazy. Número 3, ¿qué necesita Celia para bañarse? Necesita jabón y una toalla. Necesita shampoo. Necesita una ducha, ¿verdad? Many things. Número 4, ¿qué necesita Gabriel para ducharse? Necesita una ducha, una toalla, jabón, etc. Y número 5, ¿qué necesita Roberto para afeitarse? Roberto, ¿dónde estás? Necesita un espejo y crema de afeitar. Ok, pues ahí tenemos unos ejercicios. Okay, so there you go. Just some practice putting together the different nouns and things that you've learned. And like I said, in 7.1, we'll go through and look at these things a little more in depth. But there you go, some vocabulary to work on. Thanks, guys.